Hello everyone, this is Betsy from Ideas Times 2, and today I have a fun flip through for you. This is a Sherlock Holmes themed journal. Cyndi had challenged me to make one, and she made one as well, and you maybe saw her video, which was just yesterday, and she had a flip through of her Sherlock Holmes journal. So she challenged me to make one too, and this is what I came up with. We tried to do we had some things that were similar. In fact, she had a tutorial how to make a case file signature, and so I will link that down below. That's kind of what started it, and then I think it was her idea, but she said, well, why don't we just make a whole journal? So here we are. We both used book covers, Sherlock Holmes book covers, and they're roughly the same size. So some similarities, but obviously they turned out very different. So my book is 6 1/4 by 9. The spine is 2 3/4 inches. There are 100 pages. And let's do this. The spine, I have used leather, and so the signature's directly in, and there are 4 signatures, including the one which is the case file signature. I have a charm dangle that is removable with a bulldog clip, and it has lots of fun little vintage key, magnifying glass. This is a pocket watch that's actually a watch. Don't think it worked. It's not a running one, but it has a clock face. And then just some miscellaneous vintage key. So I'm going to remove that. I'm just going to set that aside. And I have this plaid fabric that I just used to make a tie. It is plenty long too, so I was thinking it would look cool to also just wrap it like this, and then just tuck the edges under, so it could be used that way as well. All right. Get all the dressing off, right? All the dressings. All right, so I have charms hanging down off of each signature, so we'll kind of, hopefully sometimes I forget to mention those, but, so the front cover, I have the spine from the original book. This is not the spine, but it's the book jacket spine, and I just glued it onto some sturdy cardstock and put some ribbon on it, silk ribbon. And so here's a double glassine pocket. Got a little fold over tag there. Put that one in first, and then this one. And then in the front, this is also from the original book jacket. So I just made a little journaling card out of that. All right, so the first signature, we have a little pipe charm on there. Got some Sherlock Holmes quotes in here, so this is just collaged on. I've got a few journal spots, and so it's the map of London and one of the original book pages. These could be used for journaling too. You can either journal in the blank spots, or you could, glue a piece of paper over the top of, like, for example, maybe just half of this or something like that. So you can make all kinds of stuff into a journal spot. All right, and then here's a collaged pocket with some ephemera. These pieces of ephemera are from Mrs. Cogg's kit. I think it's called The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So this is an ink spray, and there's some fabric washi tape there. Little snippet. Here's a pocket made out of a paper bag. And I have several things in there. Some journal cards, collaged index card, and just some lace sewn on that postcard. Some of my ephemera also comes from, this one for example, comes from Victoria Designs. So I've got several of their things in here as well. So here's a little thing. It says learn to be curious, and there are 3 tiny tags. These are Tracy Fox little tags. Alright, some stenciling, some washi tape. Here's a little ticket. This is book cover image and another book page. A lot of times I picked them just for the interesting illustration on there. This one says not a word to a soul. And they're shaking on it. Serious stuff. There's a doily with some ink treatments. And here is a tiny pocket attached onto this envelope. This envelope is glued on. The flap is used in a different way on the other side. So I have a little file and a fingerprint chart, little collaged journal card in there. And just to keep that from flapping around too much, I put a clip on it, and then I made the flap into a little tuck spot. So we've got a few little fun ephemera cards in there. This is ink and wax treated tissue, not tissue paper, but tracing paper. This belly band has some little brads on it and a collage tag in there. There's a little washi tape with a fountain pen on it. So here are a couple pages in the center. We've got the fingerprint page, front and center there. There's a little bit of cheesecloth sewn on there. So here's a pocket with ephemera. The other side of the paper, here's a snippet strip with all kinds of little things. This says doubt. This is a scandal in Bohemia. So there's several things that remind, or that were related to Sherlock Holmes in there. Here's the other side of that doily. It's a little journal card I made and stitched around. This is from the ephemera sheet from Mrs. Cog, and I just tore the edges and glued it right onto, it looks like it's on this page here. Some fabric I stitched on there. This is a stamp. I put that on there, a little collage work on there. Here is a side pocket, side tuck. I'll just put some little ephemera pieces in there, and here's a tiny, tiny glassine bag. And inside I put some hand marbled paper scraps. Just very tiny things. Some washi tape on here. This is, I'm trying to think. It's not daffodil stained paper. I can't remember what it is, but yep, I don't remember, but it is an eco stained paper. So here's a little snippet up here. Envelope I made, and in it is a little index card, a little embellished index card, and that is just clipped on. Here's like a large coin envelope style, and just put a tag that I made out of decorator paper. Little collaging on there. This is open in the back too. I just didn't put anything in there. And then that's the first signature. So the second signature is like a case file as well. And a vertical belly band, and I just put these little ephemera cards in here, little journal spots. This has a fingerprint charm. Here's a page from the book that had this wonderful illustration here, and I made it in, folded it over and made it into a little tuck spot. Here's a collage pocket with the collage tag. This is waxed paper that I inked up. This is from, I'm not sure what it's from, but it was a little piece of digital paper that I had that had this little, this worn envelope, and I made it into a fold-out journal card, journal spot. So that just gets tucked on there. This is a tuck spot here up at the top of the page, and I made this into a little booklet. This is a hair cutting chart, so it it has all kinds of names for the different ways to finish off the back. Alright, so here's a little snippet on here, center page. So a little journaling sheet. I just thought this paper was so fun. And here is a sort of like a triple pocket, so it's made out of a paper bag, and this is some vintage paper, notebook paper I had, and when I coffee stained it, I got the most gorgeous coffee staining, and so I put one of those sheets in there. This is from a digital. And in the very back is a collage tag using different elements from the book and digital kits. Little fabric sewn on here, washi tape up there. Franken page. Did a little stenciling here, and there's some ephemera cards tucked into this. The last part of that book page that was there. This is a flip, so this flips open like this. This is from the dust jacket, again from the book, and I made this tag. It's a see-through. I made it with acetate in the magnifying glass. It's backed with lace stained paper, and then this is a digital page, and I just have that in back of there, and it's looking at the fingerprints, so that just gets tucked right back in there. This is a booklet, and this miscellaneous papers in there, and it says confidential on it, so that gets attached, just clipped right over the top. It actually, I just put it on wrong, it actually goes over the top, and this clip was probably not the best idea with that lace on there, so I'm just going to leave it for now. It goes over the top like this, and it sits flush with that, with the top there. Alright, so I've got another index card that's been gussied up a little bit. Elementary, My Dear Watson, which is actually not from any of the books. It came from a play way back when, and so it just became part of the conversation. So here is an envelope, floating pocket made out of an envelope. It's just collaged up a little bit here. Yeah, this was, well, I do have some other music references, but this is, I think, maybe my only violin. I couldn't find a lot. This is from a vintage magazine. It's from the 1970s, and it was an ad for pipes, and so I just made a little pocket out of that. It's a journal page. Here's some avocado stained paper that I grunged up, and a little top secret pocket here with some more journal opportunities. So I do put a clip on that one because this is this pocket has a little tiny gusset to it, and so these were flipping out a little bit, so I did keep it in with a clip. So here is some stamping. This is a question mark, this little charm here. So a little stenciling and some fabric ruffles. So this tiny pocket has tickets. Here's the center of the signature. More fabric on here and a snippet there. Stenciling. I always think of the plaid for Sherlock Holmes, and so I picked out some plaid papers that I had and put them on there. Here's a snippet, and this index card I made into a pocket. So there's some journal spots on there. This is vintage notebook paper. At 221B Baker Street. Alright, so this is the other side of that floating pocket. We've got a little collaged tag. Not little, pretty big. Here is a beautiful lady I decided to tape in there. And this is also from the book jacket. And so I cut him out and made him into a pocket. Here's another little booklet. It's very simple with coffee stained paper. A little journaling opportunity there and a collaged tag. Here's the case file signature that Cyndi and I both made. So on the front I have the image of a young man who was maybe the victim, or maybe he's a person of interest, and so I just tucked in some little ephemera and journal spots. There is a little magnifying glass, and like Cyndi said, this may be the same charm that she has too, but it really does magnify. It's pretty funny. So in my case file I had made a French memo board and put lots of little ephemera pieces in there. So kinds of little tags, and there's a negative of a picture, some fingerprints, so lots of little things in there. There are pages in here which are mostly blank and unembellished because the file was getting a little big. So here's a little collaging here, a tag, some more collaging there, some interesting papers. Here's the center. Flip through these. Here's the other side to that floating pocket. So this is a scan of a collage sheet that I made, and it has to do with Sherlock Holmes, and there's a quote from him. "How often have I said to you that when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth." So, and oh yeah, this says Irene Adler, who was an interest of his. Some stenciling there, and then this is the back tuck spot. Aged this up a little bit, and some other interesting things in there. And I made the back into a large pocket, so I have a little map of New York, and that's tucked in there. And that's the end of the case file, except the back also has some things on it. So I have a triple pocket, so there's some collaging and a map of London and an exploration party, and then this file folder looking piece says location. So there's that. And a couple of clues charts which come out and can be journal spots. Put those back in there. And then on the back inside cover, I have made a large pocket, and I have a little envelope, and inside is a picture of a lady and a journal card, altered index card. It has just a little embroidered, it's embroidered, a little bit of lace on there, like cotton type lace, and with a wax seal on there. And then there is another little file in here with some items of interest. which are journal spots for us. And I have a case file number on there. So, and then this, I kind of liked to have it tucked out like that. All right, so that is it for my Sherlock Holmes journal. So I hope you enjoyed that, and we're super excited to get this project done. It was very fun to have an incentive and something interesting to do, a little different than maybe usual sort of themes. And so I hope you enjoyed that, and you can find the information where to find us down below, and we will catch you later. Stay tuned for more content and subscribe to our channel, and we have Instagram, Facebook group, and an Etsy shop. We would love to see you in any one of those places. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.